man has a record of 42 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 41 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the Olympic bronze medalist representing Tuscaloosa, Alabama, with a knockout percentage of over 93%. Here is the bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder. It is great to see the bronze bomber, Deontay Wilder, in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, the bronze bomber himself, as he takes on Tyson Fury this Saturday night. Deontay, it is great to see you. We've seen the videos, we've seen the photos. You look in the best shape of your life. How are you feeling as you head into Saturday night's colossal matchup?
I feel great. I mean, I feel amazing. You know, like I said before, we done broke ourselves down. I'm rejuvenated, reinvented, and I'm ready to go. Saturday night is it's going to be a special night. I think the fans are in for a treat, as they always are when the bronze bombers step in the ring.
How much did you miss this atmosphere? Because every time you fight, it's an electric atmosphere, it's wild, it's crazy, and you provide fireworks without a doubt. How much did you miss this?
I missed it a lot, but I think the time that we had off, you know, I think it was well needed as well, you know, to get the body back right, you know, to spend a little bit more time with the family. The world went through something that we are all still going through together, and I think that was time we all needed with the family as well. You know, we worked so hard, you know, with so many of us always busy around the world, and you know, I think a lot of these things was well needed, you know, and here we are back again. You know, God has given us ability to come here again and do it one more time, you know, and it's nothing like boxing and having the fans in boxing, you know, some of the best fans in the world.
Your first fight with Tyson Fury was December of 2018. This is nearly a 3-year process of when you guys have been fighting against one another and dealing with promotional entities, et cetera, and, you know, all the contract negotiations. How excited are you to finally close the chapter on this book, in the sense that both you and him will move on after Saturday night?
Oh my God, it's been a long time coming, and I can't wait. You know, it's going to be a special moment for me to get back in there and to show the people, to reintroduce myself to the world, to show the people what I'm all about. You know, again, I'm very excited. Every time it's the week of the fight, there's always the time where we're like, it's the hardest time because we have to wait. You know, sometimes we get confused what day of the week it is. You know, we're always rushing ahead of the day. I'm like, oh, it's just still Tuesday, or it's just still this and that. You know, but it's gonna be great, man. I'm looking forward to the night. I'm looking forward to the fans and the electrifying. The electricity that's going to be in the arena, you know, all that I miss, and coming out, seeing all my fans, and on this one special night.
Part of that reintroduction is your new trainer, Malik Scott. I've known you for a long time, and I feel like this is the best spiritually and mentally that I've ever seen you over the course of over your 10 years as a prize fighter. Do you believe in that sentiment?
Most definitely. That's 100% correct. You know, one thing about it, Ray, I have all my brothers around me. You know, it's something that I never had before. You know, they would come and go. At this point in time, they all is with me. They've been with me from day one, from ever since the last outing to now, nonstop. We've been all together, and it's just been beautiful. When I tell people about that 4-letter word of love, we have that in this camp. And it's no other place or better place to be than around people that really, really loves you and that has your back, and they can look in your face and they say they love you and really, really mean it. Because there's a lot of people that say they love you, but they don't mean it. But when you know, when I have certain people around me and they tell me that, I don't have to worry. I have no doubts. And it's been a blessing to have so many amazing men around me, amazing women around me, and family all together. And this is what makes this moment even more special, because it's not for me, it's for everyone.
What does 2-time heavyweight champion of the world mean to you?
Man, I think I can say a lot right now, but I think once it happens, I'm gonna have a different feeling. So I'm waiting on that feeling to see what it really gonna mean and what I'm really gonna feel. I'm an energy being, so I always react off of my energy of things. So once I receive that and have my hand raised in the sky, and they say 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, I can tell you after.
My last question, I know you're big on visualization. I know you're big on manifesting things. On Saturday night, how you see the fight playing out with you and Tyson Fury in your third fight on pay-per-view?
I see me beating them up and then knocking them out. You know, many things that I visualized in the first fight, along with the second. You know, and I didn't execute game plan, but this time around, it's just a different feeling. You know, all the way around. You know, just all the surrounding around me, the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Just the energy as a whole. You know, and I'm looking forward to putting on a great performance come October the 9th, you know, and those that's going to be in the arena, they're going to feel the electricity that's in there. And those that can't make it, don't be afraid to click that button on Fox pay-per-view, baby. You don't want to miss it.
You better do it now, so says the Bronze Bomber. Now we're going to open up questions from the media real quick, Deontay. We got a couple of media members who have questions. If we go ahead, and by all means, go ahead and speak. Keith Idek, go ahead.
Deontay, how you doing? How difficult of a decision was it for you to change trainers, being that Jay had been your head guy for so long? And can you tell us what went into that decision for you?
It wasn't a difficult situation at all. I changed trainers soon after the fight. That's how easy it was. And, you know, the people that I have on my team, like I said, is filled with love. So we don't step on each other's toes. And if it's certain decision making that needs to be made, we're all game players. We're able to scramble around. And what works for us, we allow it to work for us. And so it wasn't no egos. We don't have big egos in our camp. And that's a special thing about my camp and about my brotherhood that I have with my guys. That what don't fit with one person, it may fit with the other, and we still work together. If we disagree on something, within that same day, we'll agree on it. You know, we'll come around, we'll make it work. And that's what makes us so special.
More questions. We have questions out in front. Andres?
Deontay, working with Malik Scott, is it about reinvention or is it about refining the tools that you already have? So what I'm asking is, we're going to see a different version of you or just a better and more improved version of Deontay Wilder? That's
you know, I've always said I'm reinvented, rejuvenated. You know, the thing about Malik, you know, he can. It's like I've been saying, it's nothing that he really taught me. It's something that is mostly what he can bring out of me that I've already had. Something that I can do on a consistent basis. You know, they say practice make perfect, and practice make permanent. So that's what we've been doing throughout this whole camps. And every time the fight had been delayed, we had no problems. We sat back, we still smiled, you know, we still prayed together, ate together, and did everything together as a family. So, you know, over the time, that allowed us to even more come closer together and work on the game plan that lies at hand. And here we are, October the 9th. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Got another question out here in front?
Hey, champ, it's Timmy Witherspoon. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you, do you think you have enough experience to fire and try to get a new trainer? I know you were searching for skills and try to make yourself better. Do you think like the management or somebody else should assist you in trying to find somebody that can help you? I know you knew Malik. You was your sparring partner, right?
He's
not really.
Nah.
Okay, but I'm just saying, do you think you had enough experience to find to get another trainer instead of you needed help to find a trainer?
You're saying you're asking me was I knowledgeable enough to find someone to be compatible for me to
because you changed trainers. What I'm trying to say, you changed trainers, so you needed to learn some different skills. So if you had to learn skills, do you think other people should have assist you in picking the trainer?
It wasn't nothing I learned. Malik can bring the best out of me. It's what I've already had, and we're making it happen on a consistent basis.
Well, Malik's been a part of your team for a long, long time. He's been around and really been instrumental with you as well. So it's not like you just went ahead and said, Malik, come on in, you're my lead trainer. He's been with you for a very long time. And the one thing about it that I think is helping you out is familiarity. He knows you. You guys know each other so well, and you click together. And from an outsider's perspective, I'm seeing a chemistry and I'm seeing a love that I think will benefit you as you head into this third fight.
Most definitely. And, you know, the thing about it with trainer and fighter, you need a chemistry. And one thing that we have, we can communicate without speaking, with our mouths. We understand each other. And what we have, a lot of trainers go a lifetime, you know, trying to build with a fighter. And we already have that coming in. So that's that right there already put us ahead of a lot of things. So, you know, like I said, my favorite saying is, once understood, don't have to be explained. And October the 9th, everything will be explained, and many people will understand what I'm saying.
Deontay, thank you so much for your time. Always a pleasure. The Bronze Bomber, ladies and gentlemen, Deontay Wilder, an electric fighter without a doubt, with a knockout percentage of over 93%. We want to bring up the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, ladies and gentlemen. He's undefeated, possessing a record of 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 21 wins coming by way of knockout. The lineal heavyweight champion of the world, once again making the ring walk here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas as he defends his championship against Deontay Wilder. Here is the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. Christina, it's all you.
Thank you, Ray. Mike, you got what you need? What's up, Tyson? How are you?
I'm good. Are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thanks for joining us here today. Finally, fight week. God, I feel like it's been forever to get to this point.
20 months in the making, so we're all glad we're here, and it's. I'm glad I brought a good British weather with me. Nice and cold for Las Vegas.
You actually have a shirt, a vest on, though, this time. Now, look, Deontay was up here earlier. Malik Scott, focused, ready to go. I know you don't pay attention to social media. You don't pay attention to what has been said. But he was asked about if he was going to be a more refined or a brand new Deontay Wilder, and he feels like it's going to be the reintroduction of him. Do you really, really feel that there's anything new in this amount of time that has passed that the world could see from him?
I think you could go to college and get a master's degree in nearly 2 years. So for a boxer to change his style is very easy to do. But no matter what Deontay Wilder does, I'm still going to knock him the fuck out. No problem.
In how many rounds, Tyson?
Quick time, quick fashion.
So get your beers and get in your seat quiet.
Like my trainer Sugar Hill says, we just bang and get it over with.
Now, let's talk about Sugar for a minute. Yeah. You've had extended time now to prepare and work with him. How good was it for you guys to have a little bit, albeit because of COVID, but once you were back in the gym, to just work on that rapport even more and on that power, like he said?
Yeah, it's been good, you know. We've had such a long time in the gym together. We've been on holidays, we've hung out. We've done so much stuff, Christine. It's been unbelievable. We chilled out in Vegas for quite a few months. We've been training the full time. Not had the fights, unfortunately, but COVID fucked up the world, so we'll see.
What do you make of everything, although you don't pay attention to it? You've been asked about it time and time again, about basically him not accepting the loss and there being a handful of other reasons about why you could have possibly won that fight. What do you say, and what do you think about that mental fortitude to not actually accept what happened in the last fight?
It just shows you that I'm living in Wilder's mind rent-free the whole time, 2 years. Every time he looks in the mirror, he sees Tyson Fury. Every time he goes to bed, before he closes his eyes at night, he sees a Gypsy King. And everything he wakes up and thinks about in the morning, he thinks of Tyson Fury. Even when he goes to sleep at night with his missus, he's thinking of Tyson Fury. You know, it's crazy. It must be crazy to be obsessed with a man like me so much in his life that... Crazy. It's just crazy. But, you know, I've not really made too much of what he says, because this time I'm going to put a knuckle duster on each hand, and then I'm going to go into the fight. I might even put double knuckle dusters on.
A couple egg whites extra?
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe I even bring like a steel baseball bat into the ring, maybe in my trousers or something. Who knows? Can't tell. Can't tell with the Gypsy King. I'm magic. I'm like Houdini.
Yeah. Much of you've said that this is not round one of the third fight, but instead round 20. Yes. For those people that were under a rock or have not watched either of the two fights or are still even on the fence about coming out to Las Vegas and joining us, what can they expect from the Gypsy King in round 20 of this third fight?
We're just going to get straight on the front foot, straight at him, and start trading straight away from round one. You know, Wilder's the biggest puncher in the history of our sport. But I've got the biggest balls in the history of our sport, as I've proved many, many times. It's going to be exciting, you know. Wilder's a dynamite puncher, and, you know, as we've seen over the last few months, we've seen the heavyweight landscape change so much. But I'm still on form, I'm still doing what I've got to do, and I'm the only undefeated world heavyweight champion left. The only one standing. Crazy.
I remember speaking to, this is a little bit of a throwback, but Andy Lee after he fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And he said, when I hit Chavez Jr. with the hardest punch that I could hit him with, and he took it on the chin and continued to come forward, I was mentally broken in that fight and knew from that point on it was over. You took two huge right hands from Deontay Wilder in the second fight. He floored you twice in the first fight, and you got back up. What does that do to a fighter mentally when you know you've taken pretty much everything he's had to offer and still won the fight?
You know, I've never experienced it because I've never actually, someone's never done that to me. But Wilder's still thinking about what happened in 2018. How the fuck did he get up in round 12 after being knocked out? It's like you hit a guy with your best shot, you knock him out, he gets back up, gets back into you, and then does exactly what he says he's going to do in the rematch, and takes me out, you know. So there's not much I can say. I'm not here to slate Deontay Wilder. He is what he is.
Oh, now.
Honestly, I think the guy's a real piece of shit. He's a real piece of work. And nobody or nothing will ever change my mind. When we was first going to fight, I thought he was a decent man, like a family man, you know, doing it for his kids and all that. But now I know he's a real piece of garbage, piece of rubbish. And I'm going to knock him spark out on Saturday night. And I cannot wait to get him in that ring and give him a good hiding, for sure. I might even take it slow with him. I might take it slow and punish him, make him say no mas.
Okay, a little no mas in there. All right, we're going to open it up for the fans, actually for the media to ask some questions.
I feel like we're getting close.
I know, come over here. Shall we dance, Tyson?
Yes,
I would love to dance.
Right, where's the DJ? Hit the music.
Hit it. You say. All right, we're going to go. Gareth has a question right here. Go ahead, Gareth.
Tyson, do you have to be at least a little cautious that he may have improved in the last 20 months under Malik Scott and Don Howes?
I'm really hoping he's improved because I'm here for a fight and I want a challenge. I didn't come all over America and be undefeated for 13 years not to get a challenge, Gareth. You know me. Harder the challenge, the better I fight. So hopefully he comes, and I hope he's 50-60% better than he was last year or the year before, because I know I've got better, and I don't need to get better because there's an old saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we'll see. But I believe I've improved 40% than I was before. So if he hasn't, then he's in for a real beating, for sure.
And finally, you have a home here, you're licensed here. He's American, but do you feel like the home fighter?
For sure. This is Las Vegas. I was built and born for this. Las Vegas is the home of the Gypsy King, for sure.
I mean, look at the outfit. Is he not? Is he not ready for Las Vegas? All right, next question, right over here.
Tyson, do you feel that this is a do-or-die fight for Deontay? A win and his career is done?
When I beat him this time, his career's over. Just like if AJ loses again to Usyk, his career's over too. So, yeah, he really needs a win, but he ain't getting it, that's for sure.
That's it. Have another question?
Right here.
Tyson, what weight are you planning on coming in at, and what advantage do you expect that to give you?
I'm going to come in at heavyweight, and you know, what do you think, Christina?
Like 270-ish, maybe?
No, you didn't say that before.
265 is what I said. It's all a guess.
Yeah, it was a good guess. Okay. It was a good guess. But listen, it doesn't really matter what weight heavyweight comes in at. Whether he comes in at 210 pounds or he comes in at 310, it's really unimportant, you know. I recently watched a documentary on the great Sonny Liston, and they said he was the first of the real big men. He weighed 215 pounds and he was 6'1". So anybody can knock anybody out in any size. A little man can knock out a big man, as we've seen with David and Goliath all them years ago. So it's not really the size of the man, it's the fight within the individual, that's for sure.
That's it.
All right. I think that's it. Thank you, Tyson, for your time. We really appreciate it.
That was quick.
That's it. Well, I'm sure they're going to follow you back over here and ask you some more. Give it up for the Gypsy King. You're so welcome.
Thank you.
The Gypsy King, your undefeated lineal and WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury. Let's bring Ray Flores back up here to wrap this up. Woo!
Well, that's a very focused Tyson Fury.
Fighting words from both sides.
And I think that we talked about the respect from Tyson towards Deontay. I think that's been dispelled in the sense of what he said. He used some expletives that I will not use, but I mean, he obviously, there is no love lost between the